Hey, what it do, what the business is?
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV show. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal_Brown if you're looking for me.
Absolutely. And I am Spike Lou on them same social sites. Spell it just like you hear it. Holidays getting closer, year end coming to an end. AB, how you feeling out there?
Feeling good, feeling great. Christmas will be here in tomorrow. The year is flying by. Shit is nuts, but I'm here for it.
Crazy year is flying by. I remember New Year's like it was 2 months ago. Yeah. And we already up on another New Year's, which is crazy. Time is fucking flying, man.
It is, man.
You got any big plans for the holiday? You chilling?
Nah, not yet, man. I'll go home for Christmas, but I think I'm gonna chill on New Year's though.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless some private comes up, I'll pull up too.
I'll go out to dinner. And as long as I can be in by 10:30, I'm good.
Watch put myself on a curfew, nigga. Everybody got time for that bullshit.
Give me some sparkling apple cider and we good, nigga.
That's a fact.
Chilling. I might be asleep by 12:30.
Nigga don't make it to the countdown no more. Nigga. I done missed the countdown several times now.
As soon as this Madden game over with, I'm done. I'm out of here, nigga. What we got this shit.
Hey, man, action-packed episode, guys. Of course, the brand new compilation, Metro Boomin, one of the hottest producers in the last several years, dropped his Heroes and Villains project. We're definitely going to review that, break it down on deck style. Also, Young Miami, one half of the City Girls, thinks people are scared to come on her show. She's thinking about shutting it down. Grand opening, grand closing, maybe. Also, Boosie has some interesting comments about not that person, Jay-Z. We're not going to go with the other comments. So Twitter had a nice debate with Boosie versus Jay-Z. We're going to talk about that. But first, and before we even get to our opening topic, real quick update on the Takeoff case. They arrested 2 people in the last week. One person most recently is allegedly, they're saying is the shooter. It's crazy how they got him. They said he applied for an emergency
passport
and bought tickets to Mexico 2 days before he was arrested. His lawyers are saying he's got public defendants, by the way. His lawyers are saying that trip was already planned, so they want his bond reduced from $2 million to something more reasonable.
That's crazy.
The trip was already planned, but you just got the ticket.
Super random, bruh.
So who knows?
Ironic as fuck.
Yeah, but that's crazy though. They also got someone else. They haven't mentioned their connection to whatever.
The first dude they caught on pistol charges. He was a felon with a pistol.
Oh, okay.
He had a gun charge, and the second dude was the alleged trigger man. So what I'm assuming that happened, assume. Right. So I don't know at all, but I'm assuming that they saw the dude that had the gun charge and they got him from the video. And they get him in there, they threaten him, and they're like, okay, we're going to charge you with having a gun and possibly even murder if you don't start talking. And I'm assuming from that, because that's why he just got the gun charge.
No,
that's
so
why
they
found him first.
They do have an update on how they got the second dude, though.
How they do that?
He's in the video too. There's several different videos that we haven't seen.
Right. And
he's holding a champagne bottle.
Oh.
And he dropped it, and he has a gun in the other hand. Apparently, there's some video.
Yeah.
And they got his fingerprint from the champagne bottle, and he already had a record. So they matched up who that was. So that's how that went down.
So even if you didn't do it, he's gonna tell him who did.
Exactly.
Like, we got you on the spot in the scene with a strap, my nigga. So
yeah. So it's very interesting, man. We'll keep our eye on that though for sure. But on to the topics for today, man. QC related. Lil Baby versus DJ Akademiks. Very interesting, quote unquote, beef brewing. If you recall from Lil Baby's album that came and went in record time, he had a couple of lines on there about DJ Akademiks. DJ Akademiks was asked about these lines on this latest series of interviews with Vlad. He called Lil Baby slow, called him short bus baby. Said he's not sure where these issues came from. He thinks that Baby thought that Akademiks was talking about him on something. They ended up speaking. He let him know it wasn't about him, but he was still mad. Blah 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 blah. Act did have something interesting to say though. He said artists can never win a battle versus the media. He said that's a losing battle for Baby. My question to you: does he have a point? Artist versus media, who wins that?
It depends on how tactful the artist is, how much credit they want for getting off on it. Actually, I don't think that this is across the line. So yeah, you can win initially if you DJ Akademiks by saying this, and you can put my name on it, and you can look really cool sitting there with Vlad. However, I know you got security, and I know you probably don't move like without it, however, because you got money now. But it ain't impossible for me to pay a nigga $10,000, $15,000 to beat you up. They ain't got to have no association with me. I ain't got to pay them directly. It can go through several people. Like, if niggas really cared about DJ Akademiks and his opinion, he would lose these media battles. Like, if niggas really cared and wanted to engage in him, just because niggas are more popular than him, you just got the opportunity to talk more than everybody else, the artists that you beefing with. But if I'm Dirk or if I'm one of these niggas from Chicago, like, dude, I know people everywhere, bro. I move around. Like, I'm gonna get you beat up, but these little 10,000 that are nothing to me every time you move, every time you out at an event, every time you got to speak in a showing, it's gonna be rough for you, bro. Like Tony Soprano style. Like, we're gonna do it real mafia, like it's gonna be cordial and low key. I'm never gonna say anything about it. I'm not gonna rap about it. You'll never even know that it was me. Like, you might know directly in-house, but you ain't gonna be able to tie it to me in no reason. So I'm gonna make like. Again, I just think that DJ Akademiks is able to do this because he know no one is going to put in the time to do what I just said. I can sit here and do this. I'm a podcaster just like he is. But if I'm a rapper and I'm moving around, I'm a Lil Baby, this shit, like, I don't care, bro. Like, you're not, like, you don't, like, no. You have no wiggle room with me to be able to win any type of verbal. And calling a nigga slow is really over the line. I don't think you really do that. What say you?
But so this is how you got to look at it. If you remember the bars that Baby said, Baby kind of threatened them in the bars. Now, some people may take that as just bars, or some people may take that as an actual threat. And so at that point, like, what can you say about now? Ak is kind of feeling the type of way about it, so that's why he kind of went as hard as he did. I thought his point about the media was interesting though, because we had this conversation about Kyrie in the group chat. The thing that the media can do that Baby it's a little bit harder for him to do is control the narrative.
Yeah.
The media can spin things if they want to. They can paint you in a certain light if they want to. And like you said, the person has to be charismatic, on top of it, ahead of it, to get in front of that. We talked about that with Kyrie because the question was posed, did he really do anything wrong, or do just people not like him based on what the media has said about him the last couple of years?
Right.
That's the key term, based on what the media has said against him. So I don't think it's wise to purposely go against the media. It'd be the same thing as like a rapper going against a DJ, because they're click tight.
I control what's being
what gets
played.
Heard. So do you really want to go against that? I'm not saying Ak got all this power. I'm just speaking generally in terms of the media versus an artist. I thought that was an interesting point of view, because they do have that power to spin shit. They do have that power to not cover you. But you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Think
where Akademiks is lacking in his approach is, like, let's say we're talking about someone like Sway. Yeah, you're right, because he's beloved. Or we're talking about the late great Combat Jack. People, shit, even Ebro or even someone like Charlemagne, though everyone doesn't like them, they are renowned and pretty much respected in the media space. So when you're talking about them, I agree. There's no media war that you're going to win with one of those guys. However, I think Akademiks makes his living a little differently, as far as, like, he do the messy shit. Like, so there's a lot of people
too. It's really just him.
There's a lot of people that's rooting for him to fall.
Yeah, that's true.
So on one end, you're going to have some people that'll very willingly give Lil Baby an interview and spin it however he want to, just to get that spot that Ak is in.
Facts.
And two, Akademiks, again, like, he's swayed. Like, people don't really fuck with his decision. People are looking at him kind of like they look at Kanye or even Kyrie. That's a good example. They waiting for it to end. They waiting for the thing that some nigga catch up with him, hit him in his jaw for the shit he did about Chicago, or one of these niggas that don't like him, like Baby, and do something to him. I think that's where most of his stuff come in. And so his revolution is going to be televised, and it's just depending on the right nigga that's going to catch him to do that. So yeah, it's hard to beef with the media when they have some sort of precedent, some type of belovedness in the crew or out there in the stratosphere about them. I don't think Ak got that.
But Ak has a following though.
He does have a following.
So
they ride for him though. Like, dude, does he? So has he toned it down since he started making more money? Like, or does he on the usual still do this stuff like he does where they had the Chicago rappers mad and shit?
Oh yeah, now he's not going the Chicago route though. He don't do that no more.
He don't do that no more. But like, if a nigga, like he beefs individually now, so it's like Freddie Gibbs and it's like Lil Baby and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's not taking on a whole city no more. But he has influence over his audience.
Yeah.
Now Sway and Charlemagne, they may have connections in the industry. That Ak may not have.
Yeah.
He on an island on his own.
And this may be my personal bias. I just don't think he's as cool as they are, right? I really don't think, like you said, he has fans, but those fans, like, if he's like, okay, we boycotting Lil Baby. Y'all don't buy, stream, any of this shit. Like, is that going to affect Lil Baby, really?
He's got more influence than Sway do.
Really?
Sway audience is older, bro. They're not really stunning Lil Baby shit like that. Lil Baby's audience is Akademiks.
I feel like his connections probably run as deep as Charlemagne's, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I just don't respect his position. Maybe I should respect it a little bit more.
Yeah, he doing numbers now.
Oh, he do. But I just think those people are like, a lot of those people tuning in for the fall off and to disagree with him. He got a lot of like hate watchers.
That's possible.
Hate this fat motherfucker. Let me see what he talking about today. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Moving on to the next. A ghetto legend is coming home. BG, Baby Gangster from Cash Money Records, will be released soon after doing 14 years for a gun charge that he got pulled over in a stolen rental car from.
Yikes.
Then he threatened one of the riders of the car to take the charge. Yeah, a lot going on in this charge. However, he's coming home. So shout out to BG. And when Gucci Man seen that, he ran to the Twitter streets and he said, much respected OG, man. I learned a lot from you coming up. You can come sign the 1017 right now. I got $1 million for you.
Ooh.
What do you think about this? Is this the best home for BG Animal Brown?
Yeah. So the reason we know that BG is coming home soon is because Birdman put out a tweet that said he's coming home in a few weeks.
Yep.
That's what got all this stir up. Even though we had the fake BG get out, somebody got out that people thought was BG that wasn't him.
I thought BG was in jail in Michigan for some reason.
I thought he was too, or he might have been transferred to like Florida or something.
Yeah. But he in California. He's in California.
Oh, wow. Really? Yeah. God damn.
I didn't exactly.
But that person that people thought was BG wasn't him. He's still in him. However, Birdman is the one who said he's coming home in weeks. And that will be the person who he comes home and signs to. Let's be very clear. There is a 20% chance that he signs with Gucci just simply because that $1 million is $1 million. You come home from doing 14 years, that $1 million gonna look delicious. Let's be very clear. But I think it would only make sense for him to sign with Cash Money. I think that would be the best home. I just hope, and everybody hopes that he gets done proper. You know what I'm saying? And
Jesus.
Yeah, that's true. And he doesn't. And Birdman don't take advantage of the situation. So that's home. That's all we know for him to be home to, other than his independent stint. And I think it would make for a good full circle moment if he was able to do that. So I'm gonna say he should sign with Cash Money when he gets out.
Yeah, I don't think Cash Money would be a bad move. What I do wonder about is this the first time that Gucci has reached out? And like, was the $1 million on Twitter, was like this was there any back channeling for this? Because if I'm BG and like, nah, I'm not taking it. Like, this looks like a press thing. Like, I done did 14 years, my nigga. Like, you just doing this. Maybe you are a fan.
Think you think he riding a wave or something? Just trying to
like he know, like as a businessman, Gucci understands what this would mean for 1017 coming out.
Of course,
I ain't saying BG gonna go platinum or nothing, but there's definitely
don't have to
interest there. Like exactly, he's a legacy act. That being said, if I was Gucci Man and being a more astute businessman, I would have been put the bid in a long time ago. Like, it ain't got to be in the tweet streets. It ain't got to be, I'm going to give you $1 million. Like, it would have looked way better if I didn't already hear about it and this nigga was outside of jail with this $1 million check. You got way much better side of signing me if this was a surprise and it was more tactful. So it just looking like a social media thing to get people talking about 1017 and the possibility of it. That was pretty smart by Gucci, but if he wanted a real shot, he would have approached it another way. I'm sure Birdman have been laying the roots because he's been doing this for 40 years, like you said. So Like he know what that BG coming home gonna mean to him, and it's probably gonna be a bigger payday for him than anybody else who would be involved. And he's definitely aware of that and getting that BG rollout ready. So I ain't mad at him going with Cash Money, as you said.
I'm not mad at Guwap for the suggestion because his team, his record label needs it.
They need something like that.
Because I don't know if too many BG, of them are behind bars right now.
I if you were BG, would you sign with Gucci Mane? Like, is that
not over Cash Money? No.
So if it was a Cash Money deal on the table and BG and Gucci Mane, would you do it? Excuse me. You already said you would go with Cash Money
for sure.
So let's say a third ball comes in there and who we've been praising a lot here. Let's say Yo Gotti does it. It don't really make a lot of sense, but it would just be hot. He got a hot label, all the youngsters. I can get on 42 Doug tracks, Moneybag Yo tracks. How does that look to you?
And that means Gotti would have to be paying more then. Like if Gotti had $2 million.
Well, what if Gotti just like, bro, I'm popping. I'm gonna get you 500.
Oh no. So you gotta go Cash Money. You gotta go Cash Money. Literally.
What if Gotti was like, man, when the last Act Baby got hot, bro? I got niggas in the streets like right now.
Drake, motherfucker. What are you talking about? The fuck?
He was just on that Drake in 21.
He was just talking shit on that.
I mean, if I was Gotti, I'd try it though. I'm like, man, Drake don't even really fuck with him, bro. You know that. Come on, man. Come down to the M. Let me put on for you. I just signed Big Glow.
If I'm BG, I got two. Now, BG. I mean, excuse me. If I'm Gotti, I got 1.5. Like I'm coming. I'm putting a bid in.
Are we doing a bid off of BG in 2022 though?
Yes.
What?
That's light work. But the numbers we talking light when it come to this shit. You make that off one song. Easy. You make that off a video on YouTube, dude. That ain't nothing.
Just the general interest alone in BG being back is gonna get you your money back, is what you're saying.
Easy. $1 million, dude.
Yeah,
bro. Come on, that's
because I'm definitely checking that. I'm definitely checking the new BG out when it comes out,
especially if he's on a big dog label. Like, bro, everybody gonna be listening to that. I mean, everybody he's speaking to a niche audience, bro. Like, they will.
He got a fan base and a very established one already.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you buying back into that? It's all true story and Chopper City in the ghetto and so.
But niggas making $1 million back on a shirt, bro. They have the shirt that says BG is
free.
BG
that's
shirt. That's light.
Fair. That is definitely fair.
Next up, man, your girl Young Miami, aka Carisha Brownlee. But you know that was her last name.
I don't believe that's her last name. I don't believe that was in the press release.
One half of the City Girls. Of course, she got her Carisha Please podcast that's been doing pretty well. She got on Twitter though, man, and felt some type of way. She said, I might have to cancel Carisha Please because niggas is scared of the smoke. He then followed that up and said, I ain't got time to be tiptoeing around questions. Did you fuck what's his name or no? My question to you.
Jesus.
She's saying people are scared of her straightforward style, man. Do you think this is true or who do you blame for this?
Yeah, I believe this is definitely true. And I don't blame them at all. If I don't have anything to gain if I'm sitting up there with her, like she's the only person with incentive there. Like I understand that it's a big platform, but I'm sure the people that she's talking about have just as big platforms. So I don't need to be put in an uncomfortable situation with you asking me about who I'm smashing and weird ass questions. Like if she wants to be the next Oprah, like she said she did, she just got to add some more tact to it. Like there is a lane for her. Like she can do this. And I don't want it to sound like, oh, I'm hating it. Like she's very good for the podcast space. But just like Nori found a lane for Drink Champs and getting drunk and getting inside information and asking niggas, do they eat ass? Like you got to be tactful about it. Like Nori, from the time that he started to now, though you may not say so, I think he's done a great job at trying to at least have some tact about it so people aren't as scared to go up there. Carisha just in your face with it. And I know that's a part of her brand, but she just has to find a way to do it more tactfully so people aren't as uncomfortable, because nobody wants to be in interviews and not be comfortable. You and I have dealt with this. You know what I'm saying? People are very like, you and I ain't asking no crazy questions, but people still tentative when we reach out. What y'all gonna ask? What you gonna talk about? People don't want to get caught up in a for some show's host hot viral moment. People ain't trying to do that, and especially now, when you have the leaders of the pack like Beyonce, Drake, and they don't even do interviews.
Nope.
So there is no precedent for a young and up and coming artist to sit there and talk to you because like the biggest artists in the game ain't doing interviews. Why do I need to?
Yep.
So I mean, it's on her. She has to change her tact and maybe get with some people. Like if she want to be like Oprah, reach out to Oprah. Find out how to do that shit. I'm sure she got the means. Puff can get in contact with Oprah, have a good little date lunch, little coffee or something.
Ain't nobody got Oprah number.
Puff ain't got Oprah number.
Nah.
Puff got Oprah number.
There ain't no way. Listen,
Puff gotta have Oprah number.
Tyler Perry got Oprah number.
I think you get Oprah number when you get $1 billion.
It come with the billion.
Come with the billion. It go to $1 billion. It go Oprah number. It
go to 3 other black billionaires' phone numbers.
Then you got a billionaire package right here. You're gonna need these niggas' number because they got $1 billion too. It ain't but 3.
They got a group chat.
Right. The billionaire group me is nuts.
Listen, now you're right. You can, bro. Nobody is trying to sit on here, and like I get this. Like this there is a lane for this type of interview, because you could argue this is what Angela Yee do on her. I forgot the name of it off the top of my head. Angela Yee got the podcast where they talking the kind of the sex shit, the freaky shit. Okay, cool, I get it. But they not invasive with like, nigga, who you cheating on your bitch with. Like, they're not doing that shit. They're not going hard like that. Like, bro, no dudes are trying to get caught up at all. Number one, you might get a gal on there or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, you know, ain't no nigga trying to get on there caught up, bro. Like, look at her. Look at the people who have been on there. Lotto, Megan Thee Stallion, JT, Saweetie. Like, those are all, and of course you have Puff and Kevin Gates, but nigga, other than that, that's the only dudes that's been on there, dude.
And you know what the sick thing about that is? How fucked up we are as dudes. They know she fuck with Puff, and there's no chance that they gonna fuck. If niggas thought they could smash, they would go on there. Niggas don't know who Angela Yee mess with. Like, I ain't saying that she ain't involved, but they think, I'm gonna go on here, you know, I might say something. Like, you know how niggas think. But niggas know, like, what you gonna say, like, to Puff? Like, nothing. She fucks with Puff.
Yeah, it's a wrap. You ain't got no shot. You ain't got no shot.
So niggas ain't gonna put themselves through that. If they didn't know she messed with Puff and they thought that she was like a free agent or something, you would probably have more niggas on there. That's how niggas is.
I don't know, man. Asking them curveballs, man.
Look at the nigga that went on there. Kevin Gates definitely thinks he can smash. It don't matter to him about Puff. He don't.
This right up his alley though.
Yeah, he like this. This right in his fan base.
He want to go back on there again.
Tough. And he still think he can smash. You know, Puff don't matter. That nigga think he can look her deep in the eyes and say, I'm gonna eat your booty, and like, just she gonna go.
That nigga said he charged a car nigga with his bare hands. That nigga think he can do anything.
Facts. Puff ain't even a thing to him, dude. He think he can take it out to the interview. But yeah, that's the thing. If niggas thought that they could smash her, it would be more niggas on there. She might need to say she broke up with Puff, put a fake press release out. Her publicist might need to get on that. It might be it.
Who gonna get on that end?
Who would I want to see on there? You know who would be good on there? We always say this just because of his personality, and I would just like to see him joust with her because he wouldn't be going, but he would be open. Is Vince Staples. Like, it wouldn't go how she wanted it to go, but it would be fun.
His reactions to her questions would be hilarious.
Great. That would be fucking great.
She don't even know who he is, though.
That's true. That's true. She don't. And that ain't no knock to Vince Staples.
That's what I'm saying.
She barely knew who Babyface was, nigga. Did you see that little clip she had with Babyface?
Babyface Ray?
Nah. That's confusing Babyface Ray with the original Babyface.
She didn't know who the original Babyface was?
She knew, but she wasn't like, this Babyface. Like they was doing some type of little promo for some shit. And she was like naming R&B people, and it was her and Babyface in the back of a whip. Asking her to do questions, like random ass R&B questions that were like very easy and she didn't know the answer to. Maybe she was just too young. But yeah, she barely knew that nigga. She was looking at him on some like, do I know you?
No, I don't believe that. Babyface Ray was funny though.
I'm gonna send you the clip. All right, man. Before we get into this Metro Boomin heroes and villains review, one last quick hit. Right on the heels of me announcing my man as on deck Spike Lee's Person of the Year, Lil Boosie came out and he's been right back at war. I spoke just a week too soon. If it's been a week later, I may have a different Person of the Year, but here we are. Boosie says that Jay-Z's music and Nas is not relevant.
Oh my God.
He says that you don't go anywhere and hear that. And he also says that he has more club records than Hov.
Did he say that or did Twitter say that? Well, I don't want to put that on him.
I didn't hear him say that, but he was saying when you go, he was basing the relevance on when you go out in the club, you don't hear Jay-Z. Is what he said. He didn't really necessarily say I got more clubs here, but he was insinuating, and he said I don't hear Nas in the club, I don't hear Jay-Z in the club, especially those 25 to 35-year-old clubs that I be in Atlanta. I don't hear that. That's what he was saying. So that's the first question. My question to you: who has more club bangers, Boosie or Hov? My second question is: 21 years ago, either dropped. Do you remember what you thought and your stance on how it was going to be for Hov moving forward?
21 years is crazy.
No way. I remember that day, and it being 21 years ago is fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like in black and white in my mind, though.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember the exact place I was when I heard it. You may have to refresh my memory if I was there when you heard it.
Facts. I was pulling up to the crib. Well, your crib. Soundstream was right around the corner. So
facts.
This was I was at MTSU, and this was I went to classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays or something like that. So I think this was after one of the classes, and I didn't get this on Friday. I went and got this on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
My whole thing. But I remember buying it and pulling up to your crib. Your lazy ass, you hadn't even got up yet. It was about 2:30.
I can see that. That's funny as fuck.
But I remember putting it in, and from Soundstream to your driveway is about the time length that Ether was. And I remember pulling in at the end of like, damn, man, it's over for my boy. Because I was a big Hov fan. Jay-Z was probably my first favorite rapper. Like what T.I. is, what Boosie was, what Jeezy. Like the first nigga was Jay-Z, other than Pac. And I remember listening to that Ether dude and then that last bar, Queens niggas run you niggas, ask Russell Simmons. I was like, oh, it's over. It's over for Hov, man. I was beating on your door, dude. I know Miss Clara was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, dude, you answered that like, it's over for Hov, dude. It's over. Like, I don't believe that. That's exactly how it went. I said, it's over for him, dude.
Hearing Bleak tell the story when they listened to it for the first time in Rockefeller offices is some of the funniest shit.
It was quiet as a funeral in there, nigga.
And they said niggas was looking around, nigga, like you could hear a rat pissing on cotton up at Rockefeller. That day.
Boy, that's a crazy situation to be in though. Like you work there or something, like you're an intern, you like the producer, nigga, and you never heard it. You like, oh man, this nigga.
it reminded me of the NWA movie when they listened to the No Vaseline for the first time. They was sitting around like. That shit banging, dog. They was like, I ain't gonna lie, that shit kind of banging, dog.
Hey, that's funny as hell. Cause like today, and what we talked about before we get into the Boosie shit is today's like you wouldn't have been able to survive that thorough. Even though Hov, I don't even think it took 48 hours. He was back with that super ugly like ASAP, which is what you had to do.
Yeah, for sure.
And
it didn't hit either.
That's super ugly.
Yeah, it didn't hit.
It didn't. He was too hurt. He was hurt.
Exactly. He got personal and everything.
He couldn't believe that shit. Like the bully getting hit in the mouth. Like, had nobody done Jay like that.
Facts.
And he was just hurt. And I just feel like in today's time with Twitter and the instant reactions and stuff, you would have had like reviews up on that shit ASAP.
Reaction videos.
Yeah, reaction videos. I don't know if Jay would have been able to bounce back, man.
Well, you did a good job of delaying the inevitable slander Boosie's about to catch right here. Your person of the year.
Yes.
This, bro, first of all, I'm mad at 21 for even opening the door to talking about legends and their music being relevant. I'm blaming him. I'm not going to put all the blame on Boosie.
Yeah.
But please stop talking about, because he said this before. He said this on Vlad, I want to say. Like Jay-Z doesn't dictate what goes on down here. Cool, we get that.
He said he's more known as a businessman.
Yeah, that's fine. And that's cool. He's known as a businessman to everybody, in addition to probably the GOAT rapper,
best rapper
of all time. Maybe his joints don't get played in the club like yours do in the hole in the wall, whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. Boosie lives in Atlanta. Jay-Z could announce a show at State Farm Arena right now.
Mercedes,
nigga. And the tickets will be
Mercedes-Benz Stadium, nigga.
The tickets will be sold out before we can even finish the show and pull the link up, dude. They'll be gone that quick. That Boosie supposed to show up, and he can't even book the stadium, dude. They're gonna be like, nah, my boy, no, nigga. So the whole people use their own metric to try to skew stuff in their favor, bro. When none of it really matters. Yes, Boosie had club bangers. We all know that. Jay-Z is not a club artist. per se, even though there's certain areas up north you can go and they'll play it. There's many areas down south that play Boosie shit. Depend on the age group, it depend on a whole bunch of shit, but it all doesn't really matter at the end of the day, considering that Hove could do a show in any city in America right now and it's going to sell out in any stadium or arena. So I don't understand the point of Boosie saying this, dude. And I really wish people could stop talking about the relevancy of the greatest to ever do it. It's getting on my nerves.
Yeah. So first I'll start with Boosie does have more club bangers than Hove. That's true. However,
5?
Yeah, I mean, whatever the number is, he got more than Hove. So you got Hove, not a club artist. We know this.
Yeah.
But what I was speaking to when I made him Person of the Year, this is an opportunity that he missed. Like, be funny, dude. Show some fucking self-awareness and throw yourself in there too. My music isn't relevant either right now, bro. Like, I'm sitting here on Vlad getting my comments off and being funny, talking about Dwayne Wade people and shit. Like, all he had to do would say we're out of that age group and include himself in that. But you look like a hater, or you look like you don't know what the fuck going on and you don't have a pulse on society when you say, oh, I'm this over Jay-Z. Like, bro, people are going to hear that and immediately be like, no, because it's Jay-Z and it's you.
Facts.
So just throw yourself in there, dude. That's a way to add yourself in the conversation with Hove.
That's true.
But Jay, I understand Boosie's personality. He don't look at it like that. He look at himself as being just as big a star as Jay-Z in his head.
There's no way.
That's what he tells. I've listened to his book. I've listened to his music for a long time. I follow him. That's in his head what he thinks. Like, so I'm not totally surprised. Yeah, I'm not totally surprised of what he thinks, but I do think that he's missing the opportunity. Like, just like we talked about with Ross, like, laugh at yourself a little bit, right?
Facts. Like,
don't tell me that you and T.I. got an album coming out and it's going to be better than like 21 and like, bro, stop. Like, bro. Just laugh a little bit, dude. You done made it to that point where it ain't got to be all serious and gangster and shit, bro. Like, yeah, my music ain't relevant no more. I put out a blues album on Christmas 2 years ago. You think my shit's relevant? No, but Jay ain't either. Or Nas. 21 and Drake and them niggas, they got that shit on lock right now. You see how easy that is, dude? That's easy. That's easy money, dude. And people gonna laugh at you and agree with you. The comments is gonna pop. Like, no one is gonna have an issue.
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, it really don't matter. It's getting people talking. So,
and that's what he want.
And that's what he want. So that's okay. That's cool. But we all know none of that shit really matters.
In reality,
this nigga Jay is putting his bid in to buy a football team as we speak, dude.
And like, open a casino in Times Square. You know how nuts that's gonna be?
Bro, what are we talking about?
A casino in Times Square, that's bigger than the football team, slickly.
That's cat. No, you're a damn lie.
You've been to Times Square.
Facts.
A casino? The first casino in New York?
The first casino almost makes it. That almost makes it.
That's it. If
even though casinos don't really, if you keep, but let's be real though, because casinos don't really be, the area around casinos be some slaw unless you're in Vegas.
I think like this would be something like Vegas.
They be running. Oh no, if it's something like Vegas, then it's gonna be lit then.
I'm thinking they're gonna turn it because it's Times Square.
Yeah, you can't bring down the value of Times Square. Yeah, that's true.
So but anyway, all of that's big, and he is known as a businessman. But like, come on, Boosie.
Yeah. On to people whose music is more relevant, man. Metro Boomin, Heroes and Villains. This is his second project. His first one is was it Heroes Wear Capes? I want to say what's the name of that joint? Something like that.
The whole superhero thing is blowing me. I ain't gonna hold you.
He running with the superhero theme. He's obviously into Marvel like real niggas are. Not all heroes wear capes was the name of the first project he did. Now this is his new joint, man. You know how we get down. Initial thoughts, highlights, lowlights. But first, what were your expectations going to this, man? They've been promoting it for about 2 or 3 weeks now. Well, what did you think?
It was some heavy promo on his album, so I was expecting it to be top tier, A-list, like it has Future, Travis Scott, Young Thug. Like that's what I expected. The track list that I saw, the production is great. My expectations of it were lining up 100% with the promotion of it because the promotion was through the roof. I'm not really a big Metro Boomin fan, but I was looking for this.
Yeah, and we know the magic he makes with 21, Future, all those people you named. If Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. The whole bar like that, like all of that is he's super popular. He's got hits on top of hits. he's probably one of the hottest producers in the last 10 years. He's crafted the sound of how shit is right now. So I got much respect. So with that being said, I went into it looking forward to hearing what it was going to sound like. One thing I noticed after I listened, though, and I wasn't expecting this, was that I don't think I'm a fan of Metro Boomin production, bro. I'm not. I think I just came to that conclusion, and the signs were already there. I just didn't really peep it. But I'm not a fan of his production, bro.
Ain't he the one doing the majority of the production on that Drake and 21 Drake and Future that you like?
I'd have to double check, but I know he on there heavy. But I don't like about it. And I shout out to my guy Twan, man. We were talking about this earlier.
He's doing, man. My God.
Yeah, for sure. He's doing a version of 3-6, like Paul and Juicy, their production, because it's super cinematic. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very dope in that perspective. But when Paul and Juicy did it, it was their own sound. They weren't doing a version of anyone else. And it comes off more. I think the records, like the full production, the records, not just the beat is fire. Like then his shit cold. The full production, like the song that they lay on top of it, a lot of times that shit don't be working. I didn't like the last Metro Boomin. The 21, what's the Savage Mode 2 was okay. Like there was a handful of joints on there, and I didn't like this one he did with Big Sean. I thought that album was some slaw. So like so now that I started thinking back as I'm listening to this, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think I like do production like it. Now with that being said, because there are moments on here which I get to where I think there's a lane for this. I think if he had the chance to score a movie, I think that would be would be different. Like a trap, like the same way Kendrick had Black Panther, like how he kind of was able to. It's got like that one sound. I think if he had like a scary movie or like a thriller or some sort, and he was able to score it, he could probably shine. But man, when it comes to the music though, it do not connect with me like that. And that's not to say that it's slaw. It just doesn't connect with me.
Like what's put together, like
right, exactly.
Bars,
all of that.
Ain't never like, man, that shit banging right there. He was spitting right there.
You see how Hit Boy do when he link up with Nas, like they're meshing. You can tell that there's a cohesion that Hit Boy is playing a part of, in my opinion. And I feel like that's not there with his stuff. It doesn't all come together for me.
That's interesting that you say that, because I was trying to think of what was missing from this, listening to it, and I equated it to just me being old. I thought that I would this sound for me is just not the type of music that I listen to. Like I don't listen to. It's a very turned up, like out on the town, like from a party, kick it type of style. Some of it's different from that, but the majority of it is just that. It's just a different pace. So while I didn't think the same thing that you thought as you were explaining it, I totally understood what you were saying, because I'm listening to it and I'm like, well, maybe this just isn't for me. Like this, I'm not the intended audience for this Metro Boomin heroes and villains. And I say that just being an older listener to hip hop. Like I'm not going out turning up. Maybe if nigga was out running around all day, every day, and you needed this tempo of music to get through your day to day, then I could understand that. But not me. It's too amped up. It's too like the bars and the hooks for what you're saying. You're right. Like it is more melodic focus. Like the more focus and the biggest thing about the music is the beat. It ain't the bars, it ain't the hook, it ain't the people rapping on it. It's the beat. Exactly. So I understand it totally what you're saying when you say he'd be good for a music score. I don't enjoy that, which is why it doesn't work for me. I enjoy the bars. I enjoy the hook, the cleverness of the lyrics. Right. I don't like the beat being the main focus. And I feel like what you're saying too, the beat for him is the main focus.
Facts. And he's a producer, but see, that's the difference between a producer and a beat maker.
And
like
him and somebody like Khaled.
Exactly.
Like it's gonna be more about the art. Like a nigga like Puff. Puff is gonna care about all facets of it. The lyrics gonna be dope. The all of that's got to be dope. With him, it sounds like okay, the beat bang and just go in there and do what you do.
And that's, to me, it don't be working, man. Like I it just don't, bro. Like and again, I'm not saying it's some slaw. I'm just like, it's not hit. I'm be listening and like, I feel like I should like this more than I do.
Or want to double back or want to save it to a playlist, but it's not.
I didn't, bro. And that's when I had to go back and look. I'm like, man, let me look at the other shit he done. I couldn't stand that Big Sean project he did. I thought like it didn't do nothing for me. I was like, oh shit, I forgot
that's
about
your boy. You like Big Sean.
And I fuck, because see, that's why I said I didn't like the 21, but I'm like, maybe it's because I'm just not that big of a 21 fan. But then I like him on this Drake shit though. So I was like, that's kind of weird. And I fuck with Big Sean, and that one he had with Metro wasn't nothing to me. I've never been a fan of that project. I think that's his worst project.
The one with the dog on there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, I didn't do nothing. I was like, bro, what is this? So, but again, I don't want this to sound like I think he's trash. He's not good at what he does. I just don't think it hits for me. It's too close to, and plus I'm 3-6. I came up listening to 3-6, and they had very cinematic sounding where the beat would switch or there'll be new elements brought into the song halfway through. I just think it worked more effectively when they did it. And it was them, like they weren't doing a version of somebody else. Like I feel like he is. He obviously thinks his shit is cinematic because he's got the Morgan Freeman talking on here. Just like
I was gonna ask you when we started, was that Morgan Freeman?
Yeah, that was most definitely. So he did like a little short film to go along with it. I really want him to get his hands on a script and link up with like a dope ass director, and they connect, bro. And he produced some shit for a movie,
like with some RZA shit.
Man, I think that should be hard. That will be a game changer for me. I'd rather hear that. I don't need to hear 21 over this shit again, bro. I don't need to hear that shit.
That makes sense. He could have spread out who was on there. Like that's when we get to the bads and goods.
Oh my god, bro. This is 21's second album of the year, dude. Like it might as well be, dude.
This is his album. Like I would have preferred it to just be spread out more. Like put some more people on there.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Because I like Khaled album better than this, bro. I do. I'm not even gonna lie.
Because it's more variety and it's more music based, like you said. It ain't album based. Like with this, the moment that I heard it switch up to like, and we can get into what we liked about the album, but this shit with The Weeknd, fire.
That's hard.
Like because it was different. Yeah, and it was still had the little Metro, you could tell in there, but the whole switch on the Mario Wine and shit, that was banging.
Yeah.
And it was another sample on here, creeping. There was one more that he did on here that's a sample from something else that was banging. It almost sounded like an R&B song. But what stuck out to me mostly is like the flips. Those were dope in the beginning. And Young Thug. I think Young Thug did his thing on this album. I know you ain't a big Young Thug fan, but it was good hearing him. Maybe I'm leaning towards that because of the situation that he's in now, but it was definitely good hearing from him for my initial run through.
Yeah,
what about your initial run through?
I couldn't agree more with the Weeknd joint because Weeknd's music is,
and it was bodying that shit.
Yeah,
Nigga.
his sound can be very dark like that. Like he can go poppy and shit like that too, but when he in that Weeknd bag, it's that dark, ominous, creepy ass production, which is right up Metro Boomin's alley. So that would be an example of it working. You know what I'm saying? That's a full produced joint. Weeknd didn't even change no lyrics, and he didn't have to, honestly. Nah. But and then you mix it up with someone who fits that style production with 21. That would be I needed 12 of that. You know what I'm saying? Like full bodies of work, bro, on a song. I didn't get that with the other ones. But in addition to that, though, I did like the Walk 'Em Down, which was 21. And I like the beat.
I like that because it switched up. It has
there's a piano switch in there that's like really super dope. It's got this nice little build up to it. I couldn't help but think of a scary movie when I was listening to it. I'd rather be watching it on screen than listen to 21. However, I do like the joint. And I think it was maybe Don Toliver was. I think the Future and Don Toliver, that Too Many Nights, was kind of dope too. I fucked with that. I wasn't mad at that. Those are the joints that kind of stuck out to me.
I like Feel the Fire. I thought it was gonna be a little different. That was the other one. I like that one.
Oh yeah, it does. It does have that sample in
it. And I like the of course, I like the Metro Spider with Young Thug.
That ain't nothing.
I like Young Thug. He was ripping it into this.
No, he wasn't. No, he was doing I ain't gonna let you do that. Nah, ain't no fucking way.
And Creeping, of course, that we talked about with The Weeknd. Those are the three that stood out to me the most. If I had to go my didn't likes, it was just not switching it up, bro. I feel like Metro Boomin has a larger Rolodex than this. I don't want it. Like, it's cool to have the 1 or 2 21 Savage. I think I might be 21 Savaged out.
That's for possible. The year.
I think that may be it. So I was looking for more than 21 Savage. It's cool to have Future on there. The intro was banging too. Future ripped that superhero.
Him and Chris Brown.
Yeah, Chris Brown. He was ripping that.
That was cool. But I wasn't mad at that.
Yeah, having the big boys on there, but I think he just dipped in the same well too many times. Too many Futures, too many Don Tollivers, too many Travis Scotts, too many 21 Savages. It's cool when you can spread those out and maybe have some new people, which is what I think would have been dope. To throw some JID on there, throw some Finesse 2 times on there, throw some Glow, like just some newer people that we can hear that we don't usually hear on Metro Boomin beats. That would have made this a much bigger event as far as the album, and maybe gave it a change-up pitch or something that it was lacking. So those are my biggest, like, didn't work for me. What didn't work for you?
I ain't gonna lie, and I fuck with this artist, but Travis Scott was 0 for 4 on here, bro.
Yeah, he was. I thought
I fuck with Travis Scott.
I've been hard on him lately. I thought it was me and was gonna save it, but yeah, it wasn't nothing.
Bro, he was 0 for 4 on here, bro. I'm not bullshitting. None of his shit hit to me.
Make you think he lost it.
Yeah, he had one not too long ago with Metro and Future that was kind of dope, but this though, bro, and then I ain't gonna lie, he put out a single with Pharrell, man, about 2-3 weeks ago, and that motherfucker quiet, nigga, like it's crickets. So I'm looking like you right.
Is he still paying the toll for that concert? It looked like it.
I don't know, man. Maybe so. He might need to get his mojo back, dog. These joints on here ain't it. They not it, bro. They didn't hit it all to me.
Call Ye.
I will say, yeah, he need to hit Ye back up. I will say though, I did like that. Let me. There was one person that stood out. Young Nudi's feature stood out.
That was mine.
That was cool. Like you said, it was a different voice amongst the 21 Savage verses. Yeah. I didn't like the Metro Spider with Young Thug. He don't be saying shit to me. But I'm on record saying that. And then I think it was everything else, like you said, it was just too many of the same people, man. Too redundant with the people. If you had to give it a ranking, man, what you at?
2.5 reels. What is that? Good worth streaming?
Nah, that's average.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with it too, man. And I promise I don't want to make it like I'm shitting on him or hard on him, but it don't move me, bro, at all. Like I really want to see him transition into some big dog shit. Like, what if he did like a dark, like Marvel, like, man, that should be super hard, bro.
Because everything else go with it though. Like all of that's dope. The theme of it is dope. Like everything is dope, other than just like the depth of the album. Like the beats is dope. It just ain't nothing else there.
Even
like
with Morgan Freeman talking, listen to how it sounds. When
that's fire. It's just like it ain't. I guess it's like I said, maybe for a younger crowd that likes into everything else but lyrics and hooks and shit.
But I like the people. I like Don Toliver, bro. I listen. His shit be fire to me. It just wasn't very well put together on here, in my humbled opinion. But we want to know what y'all think. Metro Boomin, Heroes and Villains, man. Were we too hard on it? What did y'all think about the project? What do y'all think about this production, man? Are maybe we too hard on it? Are we too old and washed? Y'all let us know.
Maybe we too old.
We got some wins and losses, man, before we get out of here. Your man Akon has come to the defense of Kanye West, man. Well, of course, Kanye been wilding again, showing his admiration for Hitler, amongst other things. Akon thinks Kanye should be able to say whatever he wants, man. Freedom of speech. He doesn't want to see people get annihilated for just saying how they feel. Is that a win or a loss for Akon?
That's a big boy L for Akon. You need to shut up, man. Take that shit. Like,
it's not the hill you want to die on, bro.
Yeah, it ain't the hill to die on. I was gonna say, yeah, people should have freedom of speech. However, you should know when you should know when to come to nigga support and when not to, man. Like, you gotta let that nigga, you gotta let him have that by himself, man.
I want people to fully understand what the amendment of freedom of speech really means, and how it doesn't apply to everything that you can say, and two, it doesn't absolve you from criticism if you say wild shit. Right. I really want people to understand that. So yeah, that was an L.
Big boy L. Big boy L for Akon for running to Kanye's defense.
Win or loss, man. Benzino calls Lil Baby the Tupac of this generation.
Loss. I looked at this and I immediately just thought washed. It ain't even a compliment that he think that it is. Like, Lil Baby ain't like, Tupac was one of a kind, and I guess I'm holding this more dear to my heart because that's of my generation. But Ben, like, bro, you just sound like an old nigga that don't know what's going on, and you know Lil Baby's popular, so you want to compare him to another popular rapper, and not taking anything away from Lil Baby because people know how I feel about him, but it just ain't nowhere near Tupac. Like, it just ain't. It's nowhere near.
The
like
Tupac
him as an old, like I understand a young nigga saying this. Like a young nigga just like know about Pac and try to make the comparison because a lot of young niggas fuck with him and feeling what he's saying. I get that, but like it's still totally different. And for Benzino to be 75 years old and not understand that it's nuts.
I watched the what was the hip hop homicide on Soulja Slim, and they quoted him as being the Tupac. He was like, man, he's like Tupac to us, right? For the natives of New Orleans.
Man, I can see that.
I can too.
I can see Lil Baby.
I can now, like you said, that's different when it's coming from the crib. Like it's a whole nother connection. It's different from the young niggas. They looking at Baby. They don't know nothing about Pac. That's fine.
Right.
Benzino, bro, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, bro, you 55, bro.
Bro, stop. First of all, I want the Tupac comparisons to stop, period. Like, can we please do that? Can we just say he's the Lil Baby of his generation? Can we do that? Is that not enough? Like, stop comparing everybody to Pac, dude. Like, please. That shit is some slaw.
Yeah, I agree.
100%. One more, man. Win or loss. Cameron's new sports talk show, man. It's an uncensored joint. It's called It Is What It Is. Is this a win or a loss for Killer?
Man, I'm torn, man, because I like the raw, unadulterated sports takes, but still, like, it's a little too raw for me, man. Like, Cam doing a lot on there, bro. Like,
he got the suit on and everything, but he going hard. He got the ESPN look, but he going hard.
It looked weird, right? Because he got the suit and he got the white woman there, but it's Cam, and it's like you can't turn Cam down. So it just I don't know, man. I may check out a couple episodes. Right now, I'm on the fence. I don't even know if that's a win or loss. I got to get at least 2 episodes in there. I will check it out though.
It's got potential.
Yeah,
but bro, this is just a me personally thing. When you on there, nigga this, nigga that, and you got a 47-year-old white lady as your co-host, that's weird to me. To me personally, maybe it's a generational thing. I don't know. Who knows? To me, that looks nuts. It looks like you're forcing it and you're putting on to be different.
Yeah,
and if you go, that's I don't like that.
That's kind of my problem with it. Is I need a better setup person.
That's it.
I know what Cam is, and he's giving me Cam. Right. But I need I need like a better oop thrower. Like I need somebody.
She don't fit the stage. She don't fit that set.
I don't even want to see that white woman with Cam because that's gonna make me uncomfortable. She looks uncomfortable. I want somebody that's right there can throw him some oops, even if it's a chick or a dude, like whatever. But like somebody that's more, there's more of a like yin to the yang for Cam. That ain't it.
It's too cringy, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry. But Cam, we've been saying Cam need his own show for something forever. I don't know
if they throw it to Jimmy for the weather. Just keep doing the Jim Weatherman.
That shit funny too, though.
Yeah, tough. Jim Jones funny though. He right there with Cam. He got to be a part of this in some way too.
Jim Jones can't watch sports. Let's be very clear.
All he do is lift weights.
Look at Jim Jones, dude.
All Jim Jones do is lift weights.
He don't know a goddamn thing about basketball.
The funniest shit, they said that nigga get fresh braids and run a brush over it, dude.
That shit funny as fuck. Yo, that shit, they showed it to him on
braids ain't never tied.
He get fresh braids and then brush them. Is hilarious.
Oh shit, that's funny, man.
Hey, man, we're going on Decker of the week, man. We're going to Instagram. We skipped this one a while back, man. I'm hot about it, but we're gonna look out. Shout out to Ace 100. He been rocking with us for a stretch. This was way back when we reviewed the Nas King's Disease 3. He said, man, I just heard that Nas album Magic right now because of y'all. I completely missed it, and yes, it slaps. So appreciate that. Anytime, my guy. Shout out to H100, man. He been rocking with us for a strizz edge.
Absolutely. I remember him being a Nas fan.
For sure.
I remember correctly. Yep.
Absolutely.
What you got to put us on?
Went to the movies as I usually do. Went to go see Violent Night. It was pretty funny.
No way.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That or Bad Santa?
It's essentially Bad Santa mixed with like John Wick.
Is John Wick Bad Santa?
Yeah.
Bad Santa is legendary though.
No, don't get it.
We first
Bad
saw
Santa is fucking hilarious.
I remember
not on the level in terms of quality, but I'm saying the type of movie it is, it's bad because it's rated R and they earning the hell out of that R. And he murking niggas like crazy in here. So it's R, it's on some Die Hard meets Bad Santa meets Home Alone shit. That's basically what it is. But it was entertaining though.
I like the dude that plays Santa. He pretty cool.
Yeah, I fuck with him too.
Yeah.
Facts. What you got to put me on?
For me, it's music, man. That Finesse 2 times 90 days. Dropped a project under Mob Ties. I'm halfway through it. I haven't listened to all of it yet, but man, this gives me that feeling. It ain't the same quality wise. It's gonna sound crazy, but
oh shit,
it's giving me that feeling of Trap or Die. This reminds me of when I first heard Trap or Die. The energy, the little one-offs, all this shit. Like I'm Donald Trump with a white tee and white ones. All of that shit that Jeezy was doing. This is the new generation of that. Absolutely. Make that face if you want.
This nigga that's what
it reminds me of. It reminds me of that Trap or Die, man.
To be fair, I haven't listened though. To be fair. I haven't listened. I'm just fucking around, but I am gonna check it out though.
Finesse, if he get the right push, man, he's gonna be able to do what he need to do. I don't know if Mob Ties is what it is. What's gonna happen?
They can't get Drake on the horn with him.
He need a Drake song. He need that Drake kill package because he ready for it. But yeah, the 90 days is cool. It ain't the official, I don't think, rollout. It can't be because it ain't got a lot of talk around it, but it's what you need. It reminds me again of that Trap or Die.
You heard it here first, man. Finesse 2 times project is better than that Trap or Die.
No,
the best album since Trap or Die is what he's.
It reminds me of that Trap or Die. And if you're not watching that BMF documentary on Stars, please get your life.
I gotta check that out.
They cooking with hot grease.
I gotta get that. I gotta get to that. Not even gonna lie. Adding that to the queue. Hey, every time I sit down to watch something, I be forgetting what the hell I'm supposed to be watching. That should be.
You write so much shit on them.
That's what.
So
I don't know where to start.
Yeah, that's true. That's 100% true. You need to start with The Wire, nigga. That's where you should start. You wondering if you're ever wondering what to watch? You should watch The Wire. You should start there.
One day.
You can't even have a top 5 TV shows if you ain't never seen The Wire and Game of Thrones.
Like you can only do 3.
You didn't see that. Stop, bro. Just stop.
I saw season 1 of The Wire for sure.
No, you didn't. You got to run all of them in succession.
Ain't no way.
Yes, absolutely, man.
Hey, let us know what y'all think of that Metro Boomin, guys. We appreciate y'all tapping in. YouTube.com/OnDeckTV show. And it's the same for Instagram as well. Anything else before we get out of here?
No, sir. Go rate, subscribe, like. We'll hit you with our favorite albums and the On Deck annual awards to wrap the year up, man. So if y'all got suggestions, award categories, albums of the year, stuff that you want to get in for the next 2 weeks, let us know. Leave it on the same IG that AB just spoke of. Shoot it to us on the Twitters or the Instagrams or the YouTubes. Y'all know how to get in touch with us. We appreciate y'all. We out.
Yes, sir.